Hi Leo, how are we today? Just doing our weekly reading. This week we are doing just a bit of a general, whatever comes out kind of reading. I will be pulling some cards in regard to career and finances, as well as for your health and physical well-being. Okay, make sure you do like and subscribe to the channel. Just a super small channel, so I do really appreciate the support. But today we are using the Jester Lenormand. I also have the Soul's Journey lesson cards here. But starting us off today, we do have the magical messages from the Fairies Oracle. Okay, so sort of getting straight on into it for you today, Leo. Okay, Leo, what's going on for our Leos? What does Leo need to know? Leo, Leo, Leo. I don't know why, but it sounds like a song today. Is there a song, Leo? I wouldn't have a clue. Okay, Leo. Working hard at something at the moment, Leo. There's this. I feel like for a lot of you, this is it's. I feel like it's different areas of your life for each and every one of you, but there's a specific thing you're working towards, trying to. Okay, firstly, we have do some research. All right. You need more information about this situation. Look into it further before proceeding. Okay, so there is a need to sort of find some extra information. Um, I'm a big stalker. Go for it. No, you may be looking at someone's social media, trying to get some more information about somebody. You may actually be, hitting the books and researching certain situations, how to deal with certain things, how to. It may be like within yourself as well, like doing, reading self-help books, those sorts of things. There is a need to get just a little bit more information. I feel like you're really close, Leo, but that you're just missing a piece of information that changes the perspective of this situation that you're personally considering here. So it's kind of like close but no cigar. You're just missing out on a tiny little bit of information that actually changes the answer or changes the way you need to look at this situation in order to know how to deal with it, how to move forward with it. There is just one small little piece of information you are missing at the moment. We also are seeing spiritual teacher. All right. So this lets me know that when you're doing this research, there may be a specific person who is holding that information. And so it's kind of like asking for advice, asking for people's opinions on this thing. Your life purpose involves teaching others about healing and spirituality. Okay, so it also does talk about you being a teacher as well. So it's kind of very important, though, I feel, to, when we do need, part of the journey about being a spiritual teacher is learning how to do that as well. To be a good mentor, you do need to have good mentors. So I'm feeling this is both ways, Leo. You needing somebody's mentorship, as well as passing yours on to somebody else. And for one of you, what's actually going to happen here is someone's asking you for advice, and in the course of telling them advice for their situation, that's what clues you in to that extra piece of information you're missing, because it's like you're telling someone something about, you're teaching someone something about cats, but all of a sudden, while you're teaching them something about cats, this piece of information about dogs clicks and makes sense for you. So that's a bit random. That feels like it's only for maybe one of you, but I am getting that both ways. That you needing to ask others for advice, but also giving your own, like giving advice to others. So you being a bit of a spiritual teacher towards some people, and then making sure we're relying on our spiritual teachers to make sure we're teaching correctly. That kind of a vibe. Okay. But for some of you, yeah, your life purpose definitely involves, teaching and sharing your wisdom with others. All right. Practice, practice, practice. Okay. With daily practice, you can polish your skills and talents and increase your confidence. So I'm definitely getting this very up in your head kind of energy where you're really, really focused on this particular thing. Um, and yeah, needing to increase your confidence a little bit with your knowledge on this subject, with the knowledge that you already have. Like I said, there's just one tiny little piece of information that you're missing. Other than that, just keep practice, 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 and you've got this, Leo. Whatever this is for you, it's totally different for everyone. I can sense that, for some of you this is to do with a person. For others of you, this is an actual thing that you're trying to learn. Like some of you may actually like be doing things like, starting education or involved in education in some way, shape or form already. See if we can get any more info out of the lenormand for you. Leo, what's going on for Leo? What does Leo need to know? I just heard in my head acting. Someone's like teaching an acting class or wanting to teach an acting class. Now, I feel like that's a totally separate message. Is that connected to this top oracle message, or is this separate? It is connected to it. Right. Okay, so when I've asked, is this connected to it, I have gotten the stork, which, we do see a yes up here with the answers in this particular deck. But what I'm also feeling here too is that it is connected to this same thing that you're looking at so closely at the moment, but it's so that's once again, that's whatever your main focus is at the moment, Leo, whether that be work, money, love, your family, or whatever that is for you in your particular scenario. It is all about this piece of missing information, okay? Because this little piece of information, it just twists things around slightly, and it's like a brand new. It makes you think about, it starts new ideas within you, and it just sort of sets you off into flight and changes the trajectory of whatever this thing is for you. It just changes, like I said, it just changes the answer for you, or this little piece of information that you're missing. It's like it starts you off on a new course within this same thing. It just changes it slightly. So it's kind of like if you were heading towards a specific place, and then all of a sudden you get information on your GPS telling you that there's a road work ahead, or a big detour or something, and that just slightly changes your trajectory, but you're still going to the same place. But then when you go this other way, you see something that you wouldn't have seen on the original path, and that makes you sort of find answers to something, like you see an ice cream shop on the way, and so you stop for ice cream, and then when you get to your final destination, the person that you're visiting is like, how did you know I wanted ice cream? And it just changes, just a very ever so slight change of trajectory there, where it actually works out for the better for you, incorporating this slight change, this other piece of information. What we're seeing here, I do have the ring. Okay, so for some of you, this definitely is to do with emotional relationships. We do see the lily coming through as well. So this is a relationship with something. I don't feel it's necessarily a person for a lot of you, but this is a relationship for something that you have held emotionally close for a long time. So this is something that's been a part of your life for a pretty long time, all right? Pretty safe to say, or it will be a part of your life for a pretty long time. And it's talking about, your relationship with that. For some of you, it is talking about, money, because we do have the fish coming through as well. So it definitely could be talking about your sense of abundance or wealth, financial freedom, that kind of a thing. But abundance comes in lots of forms, wealth comes in lots of forms, but it's something that you have been abundantly intimate with your entire kind of life, and it's just this learning, this one little thing changes something about the way you're moving forward in the future, and it is going to sort of be a long-term positive change with your relationship towards that. So for example, if it is the money example, for one or two of you there, um, you've always thought about money in a certain way, and then you learn this little piece of information and it makes you look at the way that you're dealing with money just slightly different. And all of a sudden you're finding that you're able to create more wealth within your finances a lot easier, even though that you've always had that connection there, and you've always been, found your finances important, and you've looked at it a certain way and you've budgeted a certain way. You make this tiny little tweak and all of a sudden things just sort of fall into place a little bit smoother for you, and it's a lot easier for you to budget those things and that sort of stuff. Because it's not giving me a specific topic, I'm finding it difficult to get quite specific here because it is different for everyone. And for some of you that definitely is a person. And I'm not feeling necessarily like a love connection, because a long-term intimate connection. So it may be love for some of you, but I'm feeling that it may be, it could even be multiple people with the fish there as well. For some of you, it could be like talking about your close relationship with your family, a close relationship with your friends, how you deal with people in the workplace. So it definitely could be people as well, but yeah, I hope that resonates for you, Leo, and you guys know how that is relevant to you in your personal situation with, the topic of what we're looking at here. It's going to be something that you are very, intimate with. It's something that you have held close to for probably a long time, and it's probably the main concern of your life. Whatever that main concern of your life is, that's probably what we're looking at here. Okay, it does feel like it is, the culmination of a lifetime, so to speak, like something you've spent your life working towards, or you've spent your life fine tuning how this works for you. And now we're looking at the culmination of that, and just seeing that you're just needing that little bit of information, take some advice, give some advice, and just keep practicing. Practice makes perfect, right? Very interesting. Let me know in the comments, Leo, if you know what that is, because like I said, I can't pick up on that exactly. Okay, career and finances for our Leos. Career and finances for Leo. I have had one flip there. Imagination. Every time I see this card, it's kind of like that. Let your imagination run wild. I feel like, if this is a, if your career is the focus of what we were looking at before, using your imagination, letting your imagination run wild, using that piece of information to imagine other ways of doing things, branching out and trying new things. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. So being a little bit more creative within the workspace. So, creativity comes through, we've all got elements of creativity, no matter the job that we are sort of doing. It's just like I said, trying things just in a slightly different way, instead of, and it can also be, just being creative with the way that you're looking at the job place, in totality as well. Like, um, rather than looking at it as just as a way to make money, start looking at it as like, oh well, do you know what? Someone like the clients really need this, or I'm just your energy is very choppy today, Leo. It might just be the energy today. Okay, I'm just finding it very sort of unclear and changing quite a lot. Okay, trust. All right. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. All right. So trusting yourself, Leo, trusting yourself, trusting that you know how to do your job. You can do it. Okay. Don't second guess yourself when it comes to, workplace stuff, financial stuff, trusting that you've got this. All right. You really do have this, Leo. You've got it sorted, regardless. Okay. Like I said, just, allow yourself to be creative with the way that you are looking at your job, and trust that your intuition will not lead you astray, that you will, any creative, changes you're making within the way that you're approaching your career, or the way that you're approaching your finances, trust that it's going to work out for you, because we are seeing that your intuition is on point when it comes to your finances at the moment. All right. Pardon. And we did see that abundance card come out for you today, Leo. So to have that in your general spread does show that, financially we're working towards abundance and wealth, just in general as well. So do trust your intuition, trust yourself. Do not allow failure to take control. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Oh, that's bringing that creativity back as well. So, you know, an opportunity to learn from your mistakes. So if you do feel like you're making mistakes, be creative with the way that you're using those mistakes to learn. Okay, that feels like it's important for somebody to, it's not a failure. It's a small mistake, a chance for you to learn how to improve that thing. Okay, a chance for you to be creative and turn that mistake into something better. All right, I'm just getting that. I'm just getting an image of, like, so a baker that's making a cake. So let me know if you're a baker, Leo, because I'm just getting that you make a mistake in the recipe, um, and you all of a sudden you real like you're like, oh, I made this horrible mistake, like I can't sell that cake now. You'll leave it aside, and you remake the cake, but then you come back to it later, and you realize that the mistake with the recipe that you made has actually made it taste better or different, and it worked out, but in a different way. It's not, it may be not what the customer ordered, and you did remake the cake, so that's not a problem. But you're using this mistake as an opportunity to learn. Oh, look, if I add extra, like if you thought you made a mistake by adding extra, whatever, and then now you're learning. No, it's not a mistake, because I can be creative with this, and yeah, add the extra whatever it was, but then if I add this other extra ingredient, all of a sudden this, if I change the flavor, all of a sudden this is amazing new, brand new flavor cake that I've got. So it's kind of like being creative with your mistake. So not tossing your mistake in the bin, but actually using that mistake to learn and improve, and have this brand new creation made from this mistake. Okay, so your failures are definitely not, the end of the world at the moment, Leo. Use your imagination, because I'm feeling that a lot of you are going to be able to turn that mistake into something totally brand new. Be creative with it. All right, that's a pretty specific message, because I am getting that it's, for one or two of you, it's like got to do with ingredients. So, but like ingredients can talk about other things as well, like, because I am also getting the example of, a painter, using blue instead of pink, and then all of a sudden they're realizing that, no, hang on, the grass looks like it looks better blue than it ever did pink, even though I usually stick to the pink format. It's like just that weird, just that creative aspect coming through with that mistake. Okay, so don't be afraid to be creative with your mistakes. All right, but we'll have a look at health. What does Leo need to be aware of when it comes to physical health and well-being? Okay, Leo. So I am getting more along the lines of sort of mental anguish here. We do have the mountain, and straight away I'm kind of seeing, you're seeing that ant here, and I'm getting that phrase that you're making a mountain out of a molehill. That I don't even understand that phrase, to be honest, because we don't have moles here in Australia, so I don't even know what a molehill is like. But it's like you're making something seem like much more of an obstacle, of a challenge than what it actually is. All right, so it just takes a bit of hard work and perseverance to overcome these mountains. Okay, I'm getting drawn back to that failure element here. So don't be allowing career to affect you and make you feel as though you're having health obstacles related to career here either, because you're making it seem a lot bigger than the problem actually is. This can also talk about things like bumps, so like pimples and acne breakouts and those sorts of things. So, but once again, the problem appears bigger than it actually is. All right, the mountain, I really am getting that, this is just a small speed bump. It's not a huge mountain. So if you are having any health issues, they're not actually as bad as you think that they are. You are making it seem like a bigger obstacle for yourself than it actually is. Focus on getting over the obstacle. Don't focus on the obstacle, is what I'm sort of feeling with that particular card. I do also have the dog energy as well as the cross energy. Okay, so this does let me know that, this is where I'm feeling that sort of mental anguish coming through. The cross card can talk about you carrying some burdens that kind of cross to bear, and we're seeing it with involving friendship and support and loyalty. But what I feel like this is actually telling us is to rely more on your support network. Rely on physical supports. If you are someone that does rely on physical supports, like a frame or anything like that, crutches, rely on those items to actually help you at the moment, because they will help lighten the load that you're carrying with these burdens. Okay, but ultimately the cross is a very spiritual, religious card. So it really does, talk about things happening the way that they are supposed to. Have faith that things are working out exactly how they need to be. But relying on friends and relying on those people that are loyal and supportive of you. I'm strongly getting from that, relying on support, relying on support. So whether that's, emotional support, mental support, or physical supports, like I mentioned with the crutches, or whatnot. Really relying on those things at the moment when it comes to your health. So if you are someone that, does have a few health burdens, talking them through with a friend and relying on their support to help you get through this, and help lighten that load, I feel, once again. Especially here with the mountain card, you may be this person may actually help balance you and make you realize that this isn't as big of an obstacle as you feel that it is. Okay, whatever this problem is for you. But that's what we have for you today, Leo. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Hopefully that resonated for you, and hopefully I will see you all again soon.